everybody, welcome to another review episode of The Bookshelf. I know I lagged a little the last couple weeks on reading episodes. I'm going to get one out this week, I promise. Life has just been a little crazy at my house. So, today's reviews, what I'm going to do is I have two audiobooks that I listened to last week. The authors sent them to me to review for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the description of the book and the review I left on Audible. And then I'm going to kind of explain my review for each one. So bear with me while I do this. I hope it works out. I really do. The first book was called Super SF Double Feature, as in sci-fi, Lost Horizons Travel Agency, and Suckers. The description on Audible is, from Kevin Candela's sci-fi fantasy horror collection, A Year in the Borderlands, comes a pair of science fiction adventures. In Lost Horizons Travel Agency, greedy corporate executive Melvik Joay of the not-too-distant future schemes to alter the past to his advantage by jumping ship when his historical recreation cruise takes him back to Borneo in the ancient year 1959. In Suckers, a modern-day horror epic, a hurricane dredges up escaped Black Ops nightmare creatures up from the depths to prey on those trapped in the storm, including hard-luck second-story man Shake Knightley, who may actually have to become a decent human being if he hopes to survive. Styled like a classic drive-in double feature, this pair of tales strives to evoke that beloved era and its associated feel-good emotions while still thrilling and frightening those willing to take the rides. Both stories are family-style entertainment with little foul language and virtually no adult situations. In other words, sheer all-ages fun. And now my review. Attention, H.P. Lovecraft fans. Here's a new author for you to enjoy. Although the first story ended a bit too abruptly for my taste, it's only because I wanted more of the story. The second half of the double feature was so well done that I could picture the creatures' settings perfectly. With a with a style so much like Lovecraft and imagery for the screen, you can't miss with this quick and satisfying listen or read. This author, he's inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, and he has a very H.P. Lovecraft style. I could actually imagine the, like a classic horror movie a la The Blob, Invasion of the Body Snatchers kind of films for both of these little stories. Now, Lost Horizons Travel Agency does end kind of abruptly, and the author has explained that as he had to be careful about word count. So some of the stories in this book are a bit shorter than he even would have liked to make them. So I really hope that maybe someday he decides to pick out those stories out of this collection and expand on them and give us more, But other than that, it was a lovely, lovely listen. The narrator does a very good job. He's easy to listen to and has really good use of tone and flexion. That way he's not bland. He's not monotone in any way. The second book was called Second Sight, The Decay. The authors are Jack Pierce and Lotus Token. The description reads, a terrifying world, hellish visions of dark past, mass murders on the loose. A witty detective. Only Detective Levin can stop the decay. With Ravel's cultists lurking at every corner, no one is safe. Can Detective Levin and his partner Star stop Ravel's army? Or will they lose themselves to the pure insanity the decay brings? Join Detective Levin and his partner Star on their action-packed thrill ride, Second Sight, The Decay. Detective Levin is on a case to find the cause of an outbreak of mass murders in his hometown, Norcastle. His hometown was the first to fall. Entire cities have fallen one by one to the decay. It's rumored that everyone that goes to Norcastle becomes insane. Some believe the decay is a virus spread by the government. Others speculate it was caused by Ravel's cult members. Some even believe it's a holy war that has broken out between the Cyrus and Ravel cults. The only thing for certain is no one is safe. Don't trust anyone you meet. Everyone has their own agenda. Everyone is hiding something. Can Detective Levin solve the mystery before he falls victim to the decay? Or will he become a murderer like all the others? And it has a link to their official trailer if you want to seek it out. I'm going to include a link to the books and possibly this trailer link for you guys to make it easy to find, all on Facebook. So visit our Facebook page, like, subscribe, all that stuff, That way you don't miss any more episodes. My review of this book reads, like a futuristic sci-fi action movie. This book is a future where the governments and countries are no longer those we know, and gods, demons, and their minions ravage entire towns. We get to ride along as Lieutenant Levin and Star fight for mankind in a crazy adventure. The narration is excellent, and his voice is easy to listen to and had plenty of inflection to keep you interested. My only criticism is that the timeline is a bit difficult to follow because the author rarely offers any sense of time passage. Think left me unsure about if the book takes place over weeks, months, or years. The characters could use a bit more development as well because they feel a bit skin deep, but are likable enough. Sorry guys, my alarm went off. Back to this, sorry. My only criticism is that the timeline is a bit difficult to follow because the author rarely offers any sense of time passage. Think left me unsure about if the book takes place over weeks, months, or years. The characters could use a bit more development as well because they feel a bit skin deep, but are likable enough. If you can overlook the vague timeline, slightly shallow characters, and heavy use of said or says, then this will be a very enjoyable read or listen. I know I enjoyed it. And I did. I may have had some criticisms, but, it's typical to have a few criticisms of almost any book that you read. Whether it's editing needs to be a little better, or you didn't like the way the heroine behaved, or, whatever. You usually have some criticism of most books. It's a rare book where you have absolutely nothing to criticize. I felt like it was helpful in this case to let if the author ever happens to read the review or listen to this review, I was hoping to let him know that, maybe he could, in the future, maybe tell us a little better how much time is passing. That way, we know that it's been 2 weeks since the last event happened, or it's been, we've passed 3 weeks now, He gave us nothing to be able to judge how long a time period this book took. I'm not sure if this story was, a year-long event, 2 years long, or 10 days. It's hard to say based off of exactly what was given to us. And, he doesn't really give us too much of a feeling of the characters, not a sense of who they really are. His hero comes across as, kind of a jerk, to be honest. And Star comes across a bit whiny, to be honest. Whiny, shallow, clingy. So maybe a little bit more work on character development to make her maybe a little bit more, make you feel more about the characters would be great. Well, that is all I have for you today. Just those 2 books. Hit us up on Facebook so that you can find them. They are worth it, both of them. Even with some criticism, they are both well worth picking up and either reading or listening to. Neither one of them is terribly long. The double feature is, I think, less than 2 hours. And the other one, I think, was about 5 or 6 hours. So they're not terribly long reads or listens, but they are well worth it. So, again, hit us up on Facebook at facebook.com/thebookshelfpod, and hit the like button so that you can get updates from us, and you won't miss any episodes because we post every episode there. I'm so sorry, for some reason my alarm just went off again, but that means I gotta go. I gotta get back to work. I will post something this Friday, I absolutely promise. Thanks for listening, y'all. Have a great day and keep reading.